Okay, so to formally introduce, I am Sonal More, and I'll be your analyst on here for the Insight Cloud. So to begin with, we are currently on the Insight Cloud page. So generally, Insight Cloud, it provides us with both exploratory and the guided access to the data relevant. And in total, we have 5 applications. First is the report builder, and this allows us to build the reports as well as slice and dice our data using various data attributes and metrics. Then we have the activity measurement, which allows us to view the promotion performance as well as analyze new products. And we can also review our promotion. If we already have a promotion going on, we can view it using this. Then we have affinities. Affinities allows us to explore what's in the basket or what items can be sold together or which are good fit to be bundled together. And if you already have a bundle going, then we can also see how that bundle is doing. Then we have assortment, and you can see the distribution of different items or number of transactions that included that item. And it also shows us the incremental value that it brings to us. Then we have day parts, and day parts allows us to see the different items that are being sold and what time or hour of the day and what day of the week. So to begin with, here on the top right corner, we have a reports tab. So if you click on it, on my reports, this lists down all the reports that are created by you in any of the application. Then we have shared reports. So shared reports is a place where if you're sharing a report with someone, they will all appear here. Or if someone is sharing a report with you, the link will appear over here. Then we have scheduled report. Say if you want to schedule a report to be run quarterly or weekly, they will all be under this. We can also go over here to see all the reports. So these are all the reports that are scheduled and created by you. This is my reports tab as we went through. Then we have the scheduled ones and shared with you, and these have the latest deleted ones. So generally a report is stored here for 40 days. There's a 40-day window for when the report is available to us. So if you're going to use the report again and again, then we need to favorite it. So to favorite it, just we need to click on the report. Just click on the star, just say over here and say save. That will save your report, and till you then that report won't get deleted till you go ahead and manually delete it. Another report that doesn't get deleted is the one that are in the scheduled ones. So whatever are scheduled, they will remain intact and never get deleted. So to begin with our first application, we'll start with our report builder. So now this allows us to create a multi-dimensional report like any other reporting tool that we have. So first let's go ahead and say create new. So this is our design page that we receive. First is naming a report. I always say that we should name a report because if we have to use it, say after some months or say, we cannot remove and we cannot remember what the name was for the report or what it was built for. So we name it over here. Here we have certain dimensions and metrics that we will use to create our report. So to create any report, one dimension and one matrix is compulsory. These are where the global filters appear. So as and when we go on adding the filters, they will be shown up over here. Then this is the dates. So here by default, a date is a static date. That means whenever you run this particular report, it will be run for this particular dates itself. If you want to change it or make it dynamic, we can use any of these shortcut options provided to us. Or if you want to run a report, you can also manually select the date range from here. So to create a report, let's say we'll go ahead and create it for year to date. So to add a dimension, we can also click on this dimension. It opens up the entire list of what we can add on the dimension list we have, or we can type over here if we don't remember. we can type a category and we'll say add. So to add a dimension, we can either click on add or you can either drag and drop it. So we'll add a category. Let's go ahead and add this. Now we'll go ahead and add certain metrics over here. So I'll go ahead and add, say, total. So as you can see, dimension, we can add it only once on the report, but we can add matrix multiple times. Go ahead and add one more here, say, fish basket count. Okay. So to add now a filter to this, we can either go back again to this category and say add a filter, or you can click on this options button to add a filter. So we will go over here to add a filter. Let's see, we want to see all the beer and packaged beverages. So we'll click on this both and say apply. So as you can see, two category filters got applied on the report. One is the beer and what we selected, the packaged beverages. Then in UPC description, we'll add another filter. Say we want to see Bud Light 12 pack. So this gives us all the UPCs down here and you can select. Another thing that we can do is we can upload multiple codes. Say if you know the exact UPC that we have over here, you can click on this codes. I have a list and you can copy paste it and say search. This will automatically search those items for us to directly select it. Cancel this. I'll go ahead and add a filter. So another thing over here is, say if you want to just remove this from the entire report, that whatever we have selected, you would want the report except these things. So we have a toggle switch over here. So you can select this and you can include or exclude them from appearing on the report. So I'm selecting this, plus I'll select some Coke 12 packs. Say apply. So you can see that 29 UPCs got applied on our report. Then on the matrix part, we have predetermined filters over here. So if you click on this, these are the filters that can be applied on the matrix. So first one is the year over here. So if you click on it, you can see that this gives us the total dollars for this year, last year. This is a comparison between this year and last year and the delta value. So for this example, I'm selecting all and say apply. So as we hit apply, you can see that 4 columns automatically gets added to our report. And this is our date range. We selected year to date. Then on the second, let's go ahead and add a time breakdown. Time breakdown, we can go and add year to month. This should add 11 columns on it because we are in November already. Then on the third one, I'll go ahead and show you column filters. Let's say, and location. Say I want to see a data for these two. So this matrix will only be, this filter will only be applied to that particular column. So if you can select this and say apply, we can see two states. Now we can also create a filter set of this. If you're going to use a filter regularly, the same filter, you can store it. You can save it as a filter set. So for here, if you want to save it, we can go over here and say save filter set. Or if you already have a filter set, you can load it from here. So we already have this. We can include or exclude it onto our report. Go ahead and say apply. This appears. And we can name this column also. We can column group name over here. See. Okay, so we added the dimensions and matrix on the report. Now you can see that this button has turned blue. That means our report is ready to be run. We'll go ahead and run our report. So as you can see, what we have is this one. That means our report is getting generated. If it's a green one, that means our report is ready to be opened. So I had created a same report before. Let's go ahead and open it. So this is our report. So we have categories over here and the descriptions. Say if you want to create a similar, excuse me, a similar report, but with a minor change in the filters, what we can do is we can clone this particular sheet. So here at the bottom, we have a hamburger button over here. If you click on it, you can see edit and clone. We can clone this sheet, and this copies the exact criteria for us on the other sheet, and it opens a design sheet for us. Say on this, if we just want to change our category and we want from the packaged, we want to remove that and add salty snacks. Just say apply. So now, and we can name it over here. And when to add it to our report, you can just hit add on this side. So this sheet will get added with this particular filters on it. Then on this one, what else we can do is we can group our data. Say if we want to group it based on the category, we can just drag it and drop it over here. So now our data gets divided into two, the two categories that we picked. If we want, we can also do it based on state. Our data will get divided based on state. And then we can do a category. So it gets added to this. Then another thing is we can sort this data. So by default, it is sorted on the higher dollar value. So we can sort it on any of this with this button. You can click to make it ascending, descending, or the previous order. Mm. So another thing I can show you. Okay. So here at the corner, you can see that we have this average value that needs to be calculated. But if you see, we have a button to calculate the dynamic values. So we can click on it and it will calculate the average for us. Then on this right hand side, we have this table over here. So what it right hand menu, what it generally does is if you want to say hide a particular column, if you don't want it to appear on your sheet, then we can just click on it and that gets removed from our report. It is still there on the report, it is just not shown now. So it doesn't get deleted, it's just hidden right now. Then you can also do row groups from here. You can pick it here and drag it in the row group. Is similar acting as what we drag it over here. Then we have another thing is the pivot mode. Now this pivot mode, it just removes all my dimensions and I can now only see my matrix. This is similar to what we have in Excel. What we can, another thing we can do is we can pick this category and drop it in the column label. So now we have the data based on each category. So this is for the beer category, and then we have the packaged alcohol category. This up. Okay. Then we can also add filters on this column. Say we want to see only say 6-pack cans. So we can click over here to apply filter. We can do 6-pack. It gets sorted in this. We can add multiple filters on it with the and an or operator. And we can add filters using this option also of if we need to add anything on multiple ones. Can hide it using this hamburger button on this side. So this is the other sheet that we created. So now this has two categories of, we didn't have one filter on the description. That's why it's only giving us for beer. Similar way, we can edit this sheet if you want. If you have already created a report and if you want to edit it, you can click on this and say edit. The sheet opens up to be for edition. Another thing is if you want to add a new entirely blank sheet, you can do it using this button over here and you can create entirely new sheet or report here. And to delete it, we can just go ahead and hit the delete over here. Now, if you further want to go and dig into this particular item, say we can slice and dice our data using this. So we'll just click the item. It opens our drilling menu. So say I want to see it on monthly basis. So if you click, it will give you the entire calendar period. How you want to see. For this, I'll do a year month and say drill. For a drilling thing, it opens up a new sheet. So here now it will give me more information on the UPC based on each month as I selected year month on it. So this is a drill down of the month. We can arrange the months in ascending order to see how the sale goes for each month. Then further what we can do is we can build a visualization of the report. Say we can just select this top 5. We want to see how they're doing. Say right click and we can do a chart. So we'll do a pie. So if you hover on this, this gives us the values. We can adjust this chart as per our requirements using these. We have for settings the data and also we can change the format. We have legends. Then we can change the chart paddings from here. So this particular data chart is also downloadable. So you can, if you click on this, it downloads a .png file, which can be used in any of the reports that you are using. And another thing that we have, okay. Next we have is the options button over here. This is to auto size the columns so they fit better on your design screen. Then we have the tool panel. It hides the tool panel entirely on this end. Then our report can be downloaded as a CSV file. So in a CSV, it only downloads the particular sheet that you are on. Then it can, report can be, the sheet can be downloaded as an Excel file also. And then we have the third one, that is download the report. Then this will download our report in Excel with all the three tabs on it. Then we have share and schedule. So if you hit on it, okay, so here you can add recipients you want to share the report with. So if the user is already on the portal, then the name will pop up for you to select from. But say if the user is not here, admin person. If I add this, then you get a message over here saying that this particular person is not on the platform and that I'll only receive an attachment. That means I'll receive an attachment with an Excel report for me. So I cannot update the report in any way. But if a person is already there on the portal, they receive a link to the report as well as the attachment. With the link, they can go ahead and clone the report and they can make the changes if required. Then we have the schedule option. So if you want to have the report or receive the report weekly, monthly, or quarterly, you can schedule it from here with the time and when it's going to end. The share recipient option is the same over here. If the person is already on the portal, they will receive a link to the report as well as the attachment. And if the person is not there on the portal, then they will only receive the attachment for the report. You can type in your message over here and just say schedule from this option. So this is all on the report builder. If you have any questions on this. I know it's too much to get in on one day.
I guess a couple of questions just looking at the data right now off the top of my head. How frequently is the data updated? Is this like being actively updated? Or is it on a daily, weekly basis?
It's on a daily basis.
Okay, great. And that's so
Yeah.
it's loaded in sometime at night and then the next morning it'll have yesterday's data.
Early morning. Yeah, it gets loaded
Okay.
early morning every day.
Got it. And then in
Okay.
terms of sharing data, my understanding, like I guess, could you just elaborate a little bit more on what our restrictions are and what, like my understanding is that we are the only ones allowed to see the data at our company. So if I want to share, I could share between me and Allie. But I guess could you just elaborate a little bit more on what y'all's expectations are with the data that we're accessing from this platform?
So it is according to your policy. Like if you're not allowed to share, then we cannot. I mean, you cannot send it. But if you share this, and whoever is not on the portal, they'll just receive the Excel that we just created. So it basically depends on what rules are there for your organization. Like we don't control any data from here.
Okay, thank you. And one final question I have is there
Mhm.
any key to identify a specific consumer, like through your loyalty program, or anything like that that would allow you to track consumers over time, in their purchases?
Mm, let me check something in here. So for loyalty, we currently just We don't have a loyalty data right now in the portal for anyone.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think we are going to do that means we are going client by client slowly. So it will be available soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And when you say soon, like, could you give me an estimation on what that means? Like, is that within the next few weeks, or is that like within the next few months, or?
Next few months,
Okay.
because we are looking into each of the clients on the priority basis or what's being on the contract, and that's how it's going right now.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure. Okay, then we have our activity measurement.
I did have a question on
Yeah.
the report builder. So when you are trying to find the UPCs, do you have like a list or something you could share with us of our products? So, because like you knew to type in Bud Light as Bud LT. So
Mm-hmm.
just anything that you could provide with how our products are labeled in your system and the UPCs, that might be helpful to make pulling the data a little bit easier.
So one thing that we can do is we can, come over here and say in product hierarchy. Just say add this and add the UPCs. Say total dollars. And here let's select just last week. And what this will do is it will give us the UPCs, the description, and dollars because we just want to include a matrix in it. But this will give you the entire list of the UPCs.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Because the thing is the catalogs and they also keep on updating every quarterly or by 6 months. So anytime you want it to be on you want the latest data, then you can download it in this way. Okay, for the activity measurement. So what activity measurement does, it allows us to measure the effectiveness of the promotions or the price changes, and the take. We can also see the take rates from this. So to create one, just go ahead and say create. So this looks exactly like the report builder, but this is a step-based wizard. That means we need to satisfy certain criteria to run this report. So first one we need to select is the UPC. So for any promotion, if you want to run anything, you should know what the product was and the promotion run for, and also the days that it was run for. So here, just for an example, I'll see how our Camel Classic Menthol did as compared to the other cigarette categories. So let's go ahead and add. So let's go ahead and select. So you can see that we selected 11 UPCs from the total category and say apply. So we want to see how well they did with our other cigarette group. So the comparison group, it is something like it is similar to this particular UPC that we'll select. So let's go ahead and we can select from any of these if we want to see against the brand category package or anything. Currently, I'll do with the category. So we'll select the cigarette category and say apply. The second step, third step we have is the locations. So if you want to select a location or you want to do a specific, you know that the promotion is in a particular state or something, you can select from here. So now this is not a compulsory thing. That means you don't need to select it, but you can if you wanted to. Third, the main part is this, like when the promotion was run for. So for currently my analysis period, I'll go for September. Say my promotion was in September, or I want to see how well it did in September. And then these two. So this pre-promo period, it's get selected automatically. So these are 30 days prior to my promotion time. So whatever I select, it will select exact 30 days prior to that period. And then this is year over year. That is these exact same dates from the prior year. And then we have a custom range. So now how we use a custom range is like if you have a promotion going on, this will give you a pre-promo. This is your current promo period. So what this does is if you want to see any halo effect, like how the your items did or the UPCs did after the promotion ended, you can add that date over here. So you can select the dates if you want. We can select a custom range. Say we have done it for September. So say after that 15 days I want to see how it did. So we come here and we can select it. So we selected our promo periods and pre-promos here. Then this is promo type. This is just to categorize your promotions. It does not change how the report is run in any way. This is just for categorization when you want to filter on anything. So now our filter is ready. Just go ahead and run it. Okay. So here what we have is first we have our evaluation chart. So this is like each bubble represents a promotion in the report table. So this each one of them reports shows us a report here, that is the bubble over here. Then we can change the axis on it if you want to change this axis in any way. You can also change the bubble width. Currently it's on dollars. We can also change it to units or the transactions. So here we again have our reports here. This is the status. And then we have our KPIs listed over here. This is the criteria that we selected to create this particular report. And here is where all the promotion that we have, we can categorize into works. Say if you have named all your promotions or separated according to categories, you can just select BOGO and all the BOGOs will appear together. So let's go ahead and open this. Okay. So this first particular comparison, this is the promo KPI comparison. Here you can see all the KPIs for that particular UPC. So these will be the comparisons between our promo and the pre-promo period. So basically it's comparing the last 30 days to the 30 days of the promo period. So according to that, what we can see is there was definitely an increase in the dollars unit and the transactions on those in September rather in yeah in September as compared to the prior month. And then another thing we have is if you come over here, this is promo KPI, and this is where our comparison comes into place. If you click here, this is the overall cigarette category that went in, and this is the category KPI versus the pre one. And then what we this particular part over here, this is the visualization part. So down below we have the basket comparison button. So here is where you can see your take rates. So currently it's based on total number of units. We can also change it to make it total number of transactions. So you can see the transactions that went through. So here if you can see, this is a blue is a pre-promo, is our promo period. This is our pre, prior and the custom. This one is where we can see the halo effect. Now this you can directly compare it with the pre-promo period. So in here, what it is telling us is like, so here we can see that around 65% of the time, our items, this item, of the time sold of our target items were sold in the basket containing one target item. 29% of the time, the total units were sold in baskets containing two items, and that's so on. And we can directly compare it to our pre-promo period. It was 65 and it is still the same. Then we are currently doing it basket item count. The next thing, another thing we can see is sale by day. So if you click on this, you can see the statistics here on the timeline charts, and it shows you the pre-promo period, the promo period. So it shows the pre-promo period, our prior year, our promo period, and the custom. Custom one is the Halo one, and this is our prior year, and this is our promo period going. So we can make it like it was high on the 28th, and then it dipped down again on 28th. Similar way we can see over here, it was high on the 9th and it dipped down low around 25. So this is number of transactions. We can also select this and arrange it based on dollars to see how and this now helps us to do a spot trend, how the trend is going and see how the take rates are from this. So going back again to this. So down here below, we have the table. So what this is, it's just a representation of the graph. This is just a table form of this graph above. So what we can dig in deeper into it. Say I want to see how the two items did, or where in the basket there were two items, how that performed. You can click on it and it opens up a helper table for us. So this allows us to look further into the performance of the promoted group of the basket type and the item. So we can see that this did well as compared to our pre-promo period. So this sold more as current it's in dollars. We can change it to say units, and we can see that this is much better than the pre-period. We can change this to year over year as well. And to hide the helper table, you can cancel it over. So I'll do it again. Okay. So also, if you don't want to see two items, we can see how it did in when it was only purchased as one item, then in the basket with three items. Then another tab we have on this report is the source of volume. So as we go on it, we can see that anything in blue that are our promo items. So we see that the Camel Classic Menthol Silver, it did much better than all the other our promo items in here. You can also change the UPC category. We can check in the subcategory or if you want to see the promoted, only one is here. Then we can change this to total units to total dollars. We have a period and year over year period. So this one highlighted in a blue box is the promoted item. So that's why it appears on a blue box. This also we can do a drill down similar to the reports that we did. If you click on it, it takes time, but it's generating the report for us. With the tick mark, it is open. We can expose the table, click this, and we can see this is done by sale by day with our periods. We can also do here is we can do sale by store if you want to see how well it did in a particular region, or you can change it to also state, city, or if you want to see based on store IDs also. So again, here for downloading, we have this. We can edit this particular activity. Like if you want, if you are doing this and if you think that we need to remove some UPCs or add new, you can come over here and say edit. And this activity, you can go ahead and then make changes to this. Second is we can clone it. So if you want a similar one, just making minor changes to it, you can clone the entire activity. By cloning, it will automatically create a new report with the same criteria. You can also download this in Excel. Downloading does not download this particular graph or any of the charts. We need to manually say copy paste it or snip it and copy paste it on the data. It will only download the table over here in the format. And then you can also share this with someone. Schedule is not available for this activity measurement. So every time we need to do a scheduling, we need to run a new one. So do we have any questions on this?
Oh, no questions for me.
Okay. Okay, and then we have affinities. So I'm going to open up affinities now. So this is pretty cool. I think it will be more interesting. So the purpose of affinities is to determine what items are selling well with each other and what items are not selling well. And in most instances, the clients use this to figure out what would be a good promotion, or if say people are already buying the same things, then maybe you can set up a promotion for those two items together, or you can bundle it. So it can also be used to kind of track how your item is changing as far as what is being purchased with it over time. So we can also run it for multiple times on different periods and then compare to see, okay, what would people be buying with my item and first quarter as compared to the fourth quarter. We can also do a report like that. So this is also a step-based wizard. So first is the affinity type. So we need to select between item, category, subcategory. We can select any of it. So here, let's go on and do it at an item level. Say I'll use the same example as we use the Camel Classic Menthol. Let's say we are selecting an item. Then we have to select the date range. So I'll go ahead and select the date range as year to date. Then we have the transaction filter. So this is a similar one. If you want to select, say, see how well or anything, do a bundle based on a state or a region, a district, anything, you can load it over here. This is not compulsory. This is an optional step. Then this is the main step over here. So what it is like this side, the left item is the item you want to compare. So that we'll be focusing on this one first. So first, let's see what we are doing. We are selecting an item. We want to select the classic, caramel classic. So we come over here and we'll say, so we are using these ones and select them all and we'll say apply. So we already selected our UPCs. So another thing we want to remember is, say every time we go on a there will be many lotos or fuel charges along coming up with these. So we want to exclude them. So we just don't want to see them because those are the common things that will always come with it. So what we can do is we can go to category and say we want to exclude all the fuel surcharges, fuel products. Or the second option we can have is any, we don't want to see any lotteries coming up. Or scan coupons because they will be there on the basket. They can increase the count, but that is not relevant to how we want to bundle it. So to do this, we'll go ahead and exclude them from our report. We don't want to see them getting added and say apply. That's it. So then we have, so depending on the left item, then this is the right item. So what we can do is you can compare it, like if you want to see what kind of chips are going well with the cigarettes, we can select that here. But if you want to see it in general, like we can keep this open to see all the products that go well with our particular cigarette kind. So I'll go over here, affinity, and then we'll go ahead and submit it. Okay, so, so you can see that the report is just getting down created over here. Another thing that we have is if you click over here, we can also clone the criterias using this, or you can delete your reports or schedule it from here as well. So I have one already created. Let's go ahead and open it. Okay, so what we have is this particular report. It's generally has 5 columns to it, and they are pretty self-explanatory. If you go on this, so first is the occurrence. So occurrence is details the number of transaction wherein both these items were purchased together. Then, and by default, it is arranged or filtered using the occurrence. Then in support, so support is the percentage of the transactions, and that's limited by the transaction filter that we have. So if you pick one that contains both left and the right item, what is essentially saying is the reason that it's so low is we are comparing the number of occurrences or the transaction, if you think that. So we are totally combining this with this. So, and if you hover on this, you can also see the explanations of this, of what's it showing to you. Then in confidence, it's like support, only it's comparing to the total number of transactions of the left item. So then we have added value. So this is the correlation between the two items. And if the percentage is less than 0, that it has a negative correlation. And if it's greater than 0, it has a stronger one. Then you can see we have advanced matrix over here, a toggle. If we toggle it, it adds 2 columns to our data. First is the lift and is the conviction. So these both are indexed to 1. So lift, it's the randomness of the transaction, and the conviction, it determines whether the target item, if it drives the purchase of the comparison item. And you can also drill down on this as same to the reports we have. So if you click on it, it will open up the menu, the drill down for you. So these are the same matrix as we have on the report there. And average basket amount, it's the average transaction amount in dollars that include both the items. And average item count is the average amount of items in transactions that include both items. Then, so here down below we have the seasonality and the day parts of how well the item was doing on month, year, and hour of the day, or day of the week. This is the affinity basket items. So this shows the top category that are in the same basket as our item. So these graphs cannot be downloaded. We have to snip it, anything that is over here, to paste it or copy it on any of your reports. And then again, this particular table, it can be downloaded as a CSV file or the Excel file. You can see on what basis we created this report by clicking on this criteria over here, and it gives us what was created in us. And then here we can have, you can clone the entire criteria. You can share and schedule the report as well. So this is all on affinities. And another application that we have is the assortment. So this assortment, it allows us to see the distribution of different items or the number of transactions that included this item and the incremental value that they bring to the retailer. So these reports help us identify the strong performers that drive the purchase of other items. And here on top, we can select the assortment type. We'll do the same as we did for affinity. So to continue with it, so let's go ahead and select item. Here we can do year to date. You can see that now below here we have a red message over here. This means that we have selected items. So there are many items in there. So they want us to filter on certain things because it's a very big database. So you can click on this and let's go ahead and we'll select from blank. This is the location filter if you want to set it based on any region. Let's submit. This report also appears down below. See if we open it. So anytime that you're logging in for the first time, you can see that all these spaces or the reports, it's a blank. As you go on creating the reports, the list will start getting added to it. So for all applications, when you log in for the first time, this sheets will be blank. Open with this. Okay, so this particular report, it is displayed as a scattered chart. And this is currently on store count and number of transactions. It's showing us that. We can go ahead and let's say we'll just say other items also. So you can see that our graph change. What this generally is telling us that if you see this, this is the Marlboro Gold box. So though it has many transaction or a tons of transaction, still our it is below our median. And if you see over here, we have our Marlboro Gold box. That's the 10 pack one. This has lesser transaction, but it's bringing us more value in this. So if you click on this dot, a blue line will get highlighted on the below table. This is the table representing the graph, and vice versa. If you select this, the dot above gets selected. So we can adjust the axis to see what kind of data we want to see over here. These charts are not downloadable and we need to snip and copy paste them. Secondly, we can download this particular table as a CSV or a Excel file. We can see what criteria we use to build it. and you can drop this down over here. And this report is also, we can clone it or we can share and schedule this particular report. So this is all in assortment. And the last but the good one is the day parts. So day parts just helps us determine when the items are selling or check spot trend by the hour of the day or day of the week, anything like that. So to use this, we will use it for the last 52 weeks because we need to spot trend. We need a larger amount of data we can analyze on. So on the filter, which is optional, we can use, say, we'll say what our cigarettes were being sold at, what how they are getting sold. Say apply. Sample created. So this is what appears on it. So this is the most visual report on the platform. And then these are the graph which are the same as we did the drill from the affinities. So down here you can see that this is breaking up total percentage by each hour of the day. So what I like to do is rather than this range, I can click on this. So this gives me the entire day starting at 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. So if you can see that this is based on total units, we can also do total dollars. And then the most time it's getting sold is it's this range, it's a heat map. So generally it gets most of it gets sold around 4 to 6 p.m. we can say. So that's how you can spot how well it's doing. Can also pivot this. This only makes the you have options to auto size the columns. So this just changes our axis on this. So this is it on it. We can also download the table below and you can also share and schedule this particular report. These graphs, they need to be copy pasted. They are not downloadable. That's the only thing. That's it on the portal from my end. So if you have any questions, you can take it now.
So no, I don't think I have any questions off the top of my head. I
Mhm.
just say, thanks for taking me through this. And if questions do come up or I can't figure something out, is it okay if I just kind of email you back and forth and try to
Sure.
get, or would you be a good person to have as a point of contact?
Yes, I'll be the point of contact for anything regarding Insight Cloud. So whatever you need help with, if you say if you want to build a report and you're not able to guess how we can do that, we can also work on that. Or if you want anything pulled or analysis done, we can do it for you.
Okay, great. Appreciate it. And are you, what time do you operate? What time zone are you in?
I'm in Central Time Zone.
Okay, great.
So anything you need, or if you say after going through this, if you need a particular to go along a particular application in depth, we can also do that separately if you want it to be done. And just let me know how I can help you.
Thank you so much. I don't have any questions either. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And I'll be sharing this recording with you soon.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Okay. Thanks for joining in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Bye.